This is the Knysna Rally and you're watching KulumaTv.com.
Hi, I'm Mike and this is KulumaTv.com. I'm with the Fragram and Yato racing teams on my left. I've got Simon Vasilau, Guy Barchel on the right, Matthew Vasilau. Guys, welcome to KulumaTv. We're here to reflect back on the Garden Route Rally. You're going over those really narrow bridges, you've got your navigator shouting instructions at you. Surely that must just do your mind in?
Yeah, we had to make sure our notes were right, look at the DVDs and all that, and as long as the navigator calls it right, we managed to get over there and knew what was going on.
Simon, that's your job sitting next to Guy. Tell me about your style.
It's to gel between the driver and the navigator. They've got to understand each other, and you've got to work on your own system between each other. So if I work on something, I might not be able to go to Matthew's car and give him instructions and get him safely through the stage, because now Guy understands what I'm saying. He starts to trust me in what I'm saying and giving him all those instructions on what to do.
Very high speed Guy, all these instructions being shouted at you. How do you cope? I would have a nervous breakdown.
Well, it does take a while to get used to. It's something that you know, the top guys have really got it down to a fine art. And as you start going down the field, you can see the guys are starting to take different lines, and you know, they're a little bit all over the place. And a lot of that's got to do with the navigator and the driver gelling. So you know, the first couple of cars through, you can really see they're on the limit. And as it starts going down the field, you can see the lines start getting a little bit scratchy, and the cars are a little bit all over the place. And a lot of that has got to do with the preparation of the notes and how the driver and the navigator are getting on, and how they you know, how they're dealing with all the situations in the car. As a driver, you know, there's a hell of a lot going on, so the information that's been fed to you is very important, and it must be given to you at the correct time.
Absolutely beautiful place, as you can see here, very, very scenic.
Leroy coming past here, not quite as spectacular as the rest of the guys. What's your take on that?
I have absolutely no idea. He's certainly lost at least 2 minutes to Johnny Gemmell, who Leroy was ahead on the road, so he's 2 minutes behind at least, and the car doesn't sound healthy pulling up the hill. So drama in the early stages. Stage 3 of the Garden Route Rally.
Battling with changing of 2 tyres.
I like how Janelle makes Celeste carry the heavy tyre and he jacks the car up. I think that's interesting.
Well, she is the navigator, and the navigator has a certain duty to carry. It doesn't matter whether you're a male or female, you've got to get down and dirty and do the job, eh?
Definitely. Celeste is a top navigator, and I'm really glad that she got a good seat in the factory car, so good for her, good for the girls getting out there and really you know, doing their part and being very good at it.
All our sails take to a hammer.
Came to see the show, you never grown old, you never grown old, I know. Well, Brother Joe came to see the show, you never growing old, you never growing old, I know.
This is what the road surface looks like after a few cars have been through it.
We see the roads deteriorating. After each car that goes past, it gets worse and worse. Do you steer, try and find a new route on a road?
What happens, you know, basically once the top cars have been through, they've cleaned the line, and sometimes they dig ruts. And what you've got to do, if there are ruts, ruts are good in a way, because you can go into a corner fairly hot and try and aim for the ruts, and the ruts pull you around, and when you're accelerating, the ruts really keep you on the road. But also ruts are dangerous thing, because where there are ruts, there are definitely rocks. And you know, you stand a chance of getting punctures, and if you go in too fast, you go right over the rut, and you know, your corner speed is just way too fast. So you know, a lot of our lines are determined by the cars in front of us trying to find a clean path road, and also just trying to keep the car in the rut and keep the power on and just power our way through the corner.
A lot of punches, as we can see here. Matthew, I know you guys suffered a few punches.
Yeah, we had 2 on the stage, mostly due to quite big rocks that were dragged into the road by the cars ahead of us.
of the guys are putting their wheels almost right on the edge of it.
When you're driving on the edge, you know, the road, you use the whole road, all the corners of the road right to the edge, sometimes even the drains, and you know, that's sometimes a few seconds that the guys are looking for. So it's incredibly risky driving right on the edge of the roads, especially in a rally like this. There are rocks lurking in the grass and in the ditches, but to be right up in the front, unfortunately sometimes you have to take the risks and just you know, hope that you don't get a puncture or hit a rock. You can see the different driving style of the drivers. You know, some of them are a lot smoother and powering out. A lot of other drivers are coming into the corners fairly hot and you know, sliding the cars. And it's interesting just to watch how each driver is approaching this corner in particular, because there's lots of different lines, and you know, as they're coming out of it, you can see some drivers are a lot more aggressive than the other drivers. And you know, it's amazing how different driving styles, how many different driving styles there are. And at the end of the event, you know, there's only a few seconds between each driver, you know, when you're at the top.
Sponsors play a major role in this sport. It's a very expensive sport. Obviously, lots of things break. You guys have got some new sponsors next year, Simon?
Yeah, we've just signed with RTT now. They're supplying us with all our transport needs, and we welcome them to the team.
With photographers, it's always about who's got the biggest.
I'm sponsored by Yato Tools. They've been on my car for a couple of years now. We've built up a nice relationship with the guys, and you know, it's a great product, and you know, it's really nice to be sponsored by a good product that you back, and we use their tools extensively on our car. And you know, it's just great to have a nice relationship with your sponsors. And also we've got Liqui Moly on board, you know, German product, very, very good oils. We use it in our gearboxes and our engines and also in our radiator, and we've never had a problem with the oils causing a problem. They've actually saved us a few times in the season where we've had mechanical problems, and the oils have got us through to the end. And just a great big thanks to them. Without them, we definitely would not be out there.
Matthew, I know you've got Fragram with you again next year. Tell me about your Navigator. Is he signed up for next year?
Yes, Scott will be with us next year. He's very good. He's taught me a lot this year, kept me on the road and kept me level-headed.
You've also got Sogo Sun on your car. What's that about?
Sogo Sun is a hotel group. They basically are supplying us and our team hotel rooms for wherever we're racing.
Well, that helps tremendously, eh?
Every sponsor helps, and you know, the hotel sponsorship is a huge thing. Just because, you know, after a hard day in the sun and the rain and the dust, and you go back to a beautiful hotel, wherever we are, they're all top of the range hotels.
Alright, the end of day one of the Garden Route Rally has seen a lot of drama. The stages were rough, rocky and dusty. Many people were affected by punctures. The championship bottom line is Mark Prunier leads by 65 seconds, meaning he has about one hand on the trophy. His main rival Johnny Gemmell in the Toyota had a last stage puncture and has dropped down to 9th place. So, but it's not all over till the fat lady sings, because there's still a full day of rallying tomorrow. Enzo Kuhn is second, a fraction ahead of John Williams in the second Sassel Ford Fiesta. In 1600, Ashley Haig Smith leads from Clint Weston. Got great action. This is Dave Ledbitter, rallyworld.net for KulumaTv.com.
Well, day one ended in a bit of tragedy for us. We had an electrical problem, which was quite a major one. We couldn't fix it, so we had to retire. It's been quite a tough season for us. Too many mechanical failures, but you know, next year is a new season, and there's a lot of work to be done on the car, and we know what to do. So we're quite convinced that next year will be a completely different story. But we're at the rally now. It's day two. Matthew is still in the race. He's in 4th place, and you know, can definitely get a 3rd, which will be great for his championship. And yeah, we're in the forests. Anything can happen, so we're just going to watch and see what happens.